So my goal in the next 5 years is to build a SaaS and scale it to 8 figures in annual recurring revenue in the next 5 years. And this may sound a bit naive, this may sound a bit unreachable, but I actually build a plan, and I will share this plan with you now on how I can actually achieve that, because I currently have zero experience. I have zero experience in code, like a bit of experience in coding, zero experience in running a SaaS, in building a SaaS. So it's going to be a hell of a journey. But if I'm going to show you exactly what I thought I was going to do, let's just quickly make my camera a bit smaller. It's the second time using this software, so if you make this a bit smaller, I made an X post going over exactly what I want to do. So if you just make this full screen. So as I said, I'm going to launch a SaaS with zero prior experience, create 8 figures in ARR in less than 5 years. And this is my plan. So step -1 is learn how to code. Pretty simple. I already coded a bit, but I'm going to first start with building a few smaller projects. These are going to be projects like smaller chatbots, scrapers, Chrome extensions. I'm just got a feeling for just coding and building actual code and scripts that work. My biggest fan would probably just be AI to create and explain code snippets. I'm not going to use AI to build the whole thing, because then I'm not going to learn. But if I use AI to ask it to build smaller snippets, then I'm going to learn, and it's going to be actually explain me line by line what this certain script snippet is doing. And just for your info, I'm purposefully stay away from watching TV tutorials all day, YouTube tutorials all day, because if you do that and you don't actually implement what you're learning, which is what I'm really prone to doing, you're just in tutorial hell and you will never actually get better at coding. So the goal is not to mesmerize each function or compete against the best programmers in the world, obviously not, but to simply learn while I'm building, because this is how to build practical knowledge and how to build practical skill and muscle memory. And in the beginning, I will focus on learning Python mainly because it's just easy to learn. It sounds the most human and has the most of the functionality I will need, and presumably React or Next.js for the front end. But this is just suggestions I got. Oh, what happened there? Suggestions I got from other coders who I've talked to in the past. So, step 0 is going to be building a team, because it's going to be very hard to build a SaaS and scale it with just myself. So I would like to have a team of me and about 2 co-founders to build and run the company together. Alone will be just, as I said, unnecessarily hard, and what roles will everyone have. So in the book, Getting Real, I learned the following structures. We have one programmer, one designer, and one who can basically switch between both. If that's actually true, if it's actually the best structure, I will find out. Step 1 is going to be then finally actually going into building the thing. Step 1 is going to be idea validation. So this is where most people, in my opinion, or at least what I've heard, fail. They wait for months, they try to get the perfect moment, the final funding round, having the perfect team, or even worse, doing endless market research to get the perfect product. But this is not going to be for me, because as soon as I have experience, I will start building the actual thing. I already could do it, but a very good friend of mine told me, don't start right away. First, get a feel for actually coding code. That's what I'm going to do first, like the next couple of months, like the next month about, and then after 1 month, I'm going to actually start building the actual thing. So an initial idea is going to be a software that helps online courses increase LTV through gamification. So we're going to have like reward systems, accountability, tasks, competitions. And since I know a few people running those courses, these are going to be my first customers, and they will be my guinea pigs to validate my idea and iterate fast as a result. Speed 2 is going to be, in the beginning, in my opinion, good design, perfect code, and hundreds of features are not going to be the main focus. Because my first MVP, that's at least what I envisioned, is going to be very ugly, has an ugly interface, bugs, and about 10% of the features I'm thinking of. So it just has the bare minimum to get it to work. And the point is just to have something that people can test and not the actual final product. Because if anything takes longer than expected, I just won't broaden the time horizon, and then I will strip down the features. And that's, in my opinion, how you will stay lean and fast. Now, step 3 is going to be the actual fun part, the launch. So over time, a personal brand, hopefully, will attract people following the journey and get aware of my product. Some of them will actually be my target audience, And once I launch, they will know and they will be my first customers. That's at least what I hope. And that's also why I assume that there will no be big actual market efforts going on during the building phase. But even a great product, that's one thing I really have to get in my head. Like I have to remind myself every time, over time, because even a great product won't be sold with bad marketing. So this will probably be the biggest bottleneck. That's what already I am seeing coming to me, but not something that I should focus on right now, because why should I focus on marketing if the product isn't actually there yet? So, as I said, a great brand and great marketing are useless with no substance behind them. Then step 4, there should be step, not stop. Step 4 is scale. So the following plan that I'm going to tell you now is going to be an approximation, not the actual final result. So first, we're going to infiltrate the entire school market to get about 40 to 50% of courses to use our solution as their go-to software. I don't really know how many courses there are right now in school, but it's going to be a pretty hard journey. But if the software is actually good and it shows results, it's going to be fairly easy, I would say. Not easy, but it's going to be fairly easy. Then we're going to broaden our focus to other course platforms like WAP or Kajabi, keeping the features relatively the same. It's going to be probably one of the easiest steps. And once we secured again about 40 to 60% of the market share in that new market, we finally start broadening to B2P, remodeling to an employee gamification app, not student gamification app anymore, for larger B2B teams. In the beginning, the idea is to mix a personal brand and focus on LTV and organic, and then pivot to paid solutions once we achieve a certain threshold in ARR. What exactly, I cannot tell you because I don't know. Then the timeline is going to be my first MVP I want to launch at July of 2025. That's going to be exactly 4 months from now. Then we're going to launch at December 2025, so exactly in 8 months. And we're going to capture the school market by 2026, meaning by the end of 2026 we're going to have this captured. Then number 4, capture the entire course market. We're going to try to do this the 2 years after that, and then broaden B2B by the time 2029, meaning in 4 years from now, and scale to actually 8 figures in 2030. So it's going to be a 5-year plan, and this will be, as I said, one hell of a journey. And other unanswered questions that I have for myself is, will I get funding? So I'm not really sure yet. I believe that the idea is worth it to get funded and will help out tremendously. But honestly, like, something inside my ego is in the way of getting funded. Maybe this will change in the future, but for example, the founder of IKEA didn't get funded at all, found everything by himself, and it's possible. It's hard, but it's possible. And I don't know, maybe it's going to change in the future. What's the team? As I've said, I don't really know many people who fit my criteria. I'll have to be very selective, in my opinion. And this, because this is a project I'm going to work on for the next minimum 5 years, 10 years, having that team is actually going to be really crucial. But that's everything right now that I'm here to say, because right now I can't give any more information. And of course, if there's any feedback on the plan and there's any complete SaaS guru looking at this and be like, man, this is so stupid, what the fuck are you doing there? Just let me know. It's just something I naively jotted down, as I said, and also nothing ever goes to plan. So everything I just told you probably not going to actually happen, but just good to have a plan that you can kind of focus on and have a goalpost you're working towards. It's going to be easier to actually make the right decisions. So this is it. I'm going to just remove this. And right, so anyone who watched this video, then thanks for watching. And anyone who didn't, well, you won't even hear this. So anyways, see you in the next video.